Hi everyone, coming to you from my backyard, hanging out with my flamingo friends here. Heather Vaughn and I are super excited that you have joined our summer professional development flex workshop. We're hoping that you will find some really useful things to get you going in a hybrid type of virtual learning, remote environment, pick up on some great things to do to use with your students in the coming school year and also beyond. Hopefully there'll be things that we can take away from this and use in-person settings too to enhance educational experiences in the future. I am going to start by going to our Summer Flex PD Google Classroom. You have been invited to join this Google Classroom, so please do that. This is where we're going to be delivering all of the content for our virtual PD. I'm going to come over here to the classwork tab. Sorry, let me close that a sec. And let me scroll. Oh, sorry, I'm going to come here to all topics. What is this thing doing? Ah, there we go. All topics. Sorry. So when you get here to our classwork tab, you will see the first thing listed is the information about the teachers in Indiana. Heather has reached out to some colleagues and friends that she knows in the state of Indiana because they have been doing some type of remote online learning since 2014. They have been using it for snow days and other weather-related closures, also closures for professional development for teachers. They will go into a remote-like setting for some of the days out of the year. So we thought that it would be useful to hear from some people who didn't just get thrown into this during the pandemic, but have been working with the online setting for a number of years. We emailed you out yesterday the link to the Google form where you can add some questions if you have them for our teachers. We will do our best to get everybody's questions included in the interviews that Heather is going to be conducting. So we'll be adding more things to this section as we go along. But to begin with, for the very first part of our virtual online PD, I want to start with a quote from a professional book that I found that has to do with the pedagogical models that are used in remote learning or online learning. And it starts out by saying that online learning is not about technology. And then I'm just going to skip to this last sentence here because you guys will be able to read this further on your own if you'd like. Student learning should be what guides decisions about instruction, regardless of the delivery system. And I feel like it's really important for us to, when faced with this challenge of potentially delivering content in a new way, in a hybrid-like setting or in a completely remote setting, if we need to go back to something like that in the future, it's important to realize that we're going back to our roots and to what we know best as delivering instruction to students, that student learning is the central focus of all of this. So I put a little blurb here too about why I like this quote. I feel like it's a good reminder to us as educators. Often what I've found in educational technology professional development is that the focus is on, here is this really cool online tool, or here's this really cool software that you can use, and here's how the software works. But often it's not started out with, let's think about what you want to teach first. It often, those type of PDs start out with, here's how this technology works. Now you find a way to make it fit in what you're already teaching, as opposed to flipping the concept around the other way. So our hope for this PD is to get back to learning and instruction being the forefront, being the number one piece that we're trying to get at, and then finding the technologies that are going to help us with those things. So that's why for the first piece we're asking you to look at, we've included some professional books on best practices, pedagogical strategies, theories in online remote learning. And there are 7 books listed here. Obviously, we're not asking you to look at all of them or to read any one entire book, but we would like you to start perusing them, have them as a base to come back to as the year goes on, to think about and to just get um, the notion going about how we can take what it is that we've been teaching, that we know, that we've been doing for years, and pull it together to be delivered in a different mode. So the very first thing listed here under the professional books is how to access these professional books. It is the full online digital version ebook that you are going to have access to, and you need to sign in order to do that. So this brief 3-minute video that I put together will show you what you need to do to get into one of these books. The one that my quote is from is the second book here, Pedagogical Models and the Discipline of Online Teaching. The first 3 are specific or not specific, are more general to online teaching and learning, pedagogy, just in a broad sense. And the last couple here are more specific to different disciplines. If they apply to you, then please do go ahead and check some of them out for writing, humanities, science, and science labs. Some of these, especially the science ones, and I believe the humanities one also is written for more of a college level course, because that is where the bulk of online learning and education has been taking place prior to now. But there are certainly theoretical practices and pedagogy that we can pull out of this to apply to the teaching and learning that we're doing with our students. But I'm going to go here to the pedagogical models one, and when I click on here, I've already signed into this on my computer, so it's taking me right in, but the other video will show you how you can access it. But you'll see it is the full version of the book over here on the left-hand side. There are links that you can click on within the table of contents of the book, so that, obviously we're not expecting you to read this entire book, but please do skim through and look for things that will help you in different areas that you feel like you want more information on. Here's where I came down to the pedagogy of online instruction, and that's where you'll see I got my quote from that I was talking about. So what we are asking you to do is to select one of these 7 books, and then to come down here to this second piece here, the professional book takeaway. And when I open this piece, you'll see that there are 7 Google slide presentations here, one for each of the 7 books listed up here. So the book that you have selected to read, please click on the Google slide that corresponds to that. So I'm going to open the one that I did. And then what you will do is please just add a new slide, include the page number that you got your quote from, include the quote that speaks to you, and then a little blurb, as I did in my example here, of why this quote speaks to you or how you feel you can apply it in your classroom, in your future, with your students. We're asking if you could please find, oops, sorry. Let me open this back up. If you could please find 3 to 5 quotes within the book that you selected to share with us, that have spoken to you, that you are going to take something away from that quote and what it is that you're taking away. And then once you've done that, please go into some of the other presentations for another book that you did not choose, and look to see what some of your colleagues have found useful out of that book. Maybe it will inspire you to go to the page in that specific book and find some other information that will help you out. But after you've read some of the quotes that our colleagues have given, if there is a part of the quote that speaks to you also, or something that you want to learn more about, some questions that you have, or some other things that kind of pop up as you're reading the quotes that others have added, if you could come down to where it says click to add speaker notes, and just add in your quote here, or the piece that you would like to add in addition to what our colleagues have shared. So that is going to be the first piece that we're going to look at for this online workshop, is looking at some of the professional literature that is out there in regards to online remote learning. And we will be in touch in the next couple of days with the next piece of our workshop. Heather and I are always available to help you out with whatever you need in working with this. The best way to reach us initially is via email. And then we will take it from there with how we can best help you. We could always use this Google Meet link within our classroom and do a share screen to help click you through different things within the workshop, or other ways that you need help or assistance in getting this PD together. Okay, I've been blabbing for way too long, so please enjoy. I hope you find some great things out of this literature, and reach out if you need anything. Thank you.